my question is, could Trump be doing the same thing? Too simplistic? Maybe. But here's Nino talking to Juan Savin.
Just shy of 70.
Damn, we're still in the 60s?
Yep.
Well, even after this Afghanistan thing, we're still in the 60s?
We have more to go, and we've got many weeks. This is far from it. It's going to get more dire.
Even after Afghanistan? That's a good question. But the thing of it is, it's not just the event, but the content that's spun around it. Now, we all know the regular news can be a real spin machine. And although it's declining, it still has a lot of power. Now, the real nail in the coffin for the regular media comes from us. Consider what the man in America has said.
Both of them kept talking about the importance of stepping forward. What are our own talents? Using our talents to fight in this battle. And when I looked at what was happening, I looked at the war that we're in. It's not a war of guns and bombs and bullets. It's a war of ideas, words, and narratives.
Now, we also know that physical protests also spun in many different ways.
Meanwhile, some on the left are pushing the narrative that the Trump campaign itself helped organize the riot. One of those people is Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
That leaves us with creating content, not to reach huge demographics like old media does, but rather to reach targeted small pockets. Now, as great as a lot of the different personalities that you might listen to are, they can't do it alone. What's great right now is that we still have our freedom.
Little pockets of freedom everywhere. It takes people to do that. One man or woman very rarely accomplishes great things.
What we need to do, though, is connect those pockets, connect with each other, and build from a collective voice. Really, if we want an encore of freedom, we need to make some noise. Not head on, like with protests or physical confrontations, because that's exactly what they want. They want to bait us into those positions.
Could I maybe get that headset, please?
Do not raise your voice to me, sir.
I wasn't raising my voice.
Okay, just calm down.
I am calm. I just want my headset.
Sir, our country is going through a very difficult time right now, and if you're not going to cooperate...
I don't know where a headset ties into patriotism.
Is there a problem here, sir?
In fact, right now, you can bet that if we don't get baited enough, they'll create their own false flags and smear campaigns. Instead of hitting it head on, we really need to bend with the wind and create these little pockets of information, connect the dots, take out video cameras and show what's really going on. Just as we did in the beginning of 2020, when some people went and did some guerrilla journalism and went to the ground and show you exactly what's going on for real.
It's very quiet. Let's go back. Nobody here.
That's what we need. We need smaller pockets that can then connect. And it doesn't matter that you only hit a few people. The whole idea is to hit those people, get them to share, and they create their own content and share. And it becomes a web of content. By itself, it's not that strong. But together, this web is very strong indeed. We make some noise, we continue to share to really continue to strengthen these pockets of freedom and also to connect with each other and give strength to the freedom this country was built upon. It's not hard to create content either. Do a walk and talk, do some interviews with each other, do blog posts if video is not your thing, or just do clips of different things and do these shorts that show the truth of everything. All you're doing is creating buzz and getting one or two people to share, and the compound effect that kicks in. What makes this work is each one of us working together. That's our strength. That's why in other countries, they get people to stay in isolation.
When alone and lacking normal interactions with friends, family, and coworkers, an individual becomes far more susceptible to delusions for several reasons. Firstly, they lose contact with the corrective force of the positive example, for not everyone is tricked by the machinations of the ruling elite, and the individuals who see through the propaganda can help free others from the menticidal assault. If, however, isolation is enforced, the power of these positive examples greatly diminishes. But another reason that isolation increases the efficacy of menticide is because, like many other species, human beings are more easily conditioned into new patterns of thought and behavior when isolated.
Once we connect to each other and also to spirit, whatever that may be for you, That's when the real power begins, because we get to see the narrative for what it is. When you're in isolation, it's much harder to connect the dots. These pockets of freedom are really what retain the original vision of our country. When you do this, the fear really kind of melts away for two very specific reasons. One, you realize you're not nuts, and two, you're not alone. So really, it's getting out there, creating content, and I think when we do that and connect with each other, we're going to be much better off. We're going to be able to weather this storm much better than if we try to hit it head on. That's exactly what they want. That's what we want to avoid, is hitting things head on. And really bend with the wind. And since we don't know what information is real and what isn't, it's important that we keep these pockets of information going so that we can see what's real and what isn't and what's fake. When it comes from small little trusted sources that are then connected together, that's not only powerful, but it also makes it much easier to disrupt, because you're not hitting any one news source. Sure, you could try to whack-a-mole and all these different things going on, but you're not going to get everybody. And when one goes down, another goes up, and another goes down, and another goes up. We're all sharing this information. So let's get our Encore going. Let's make some noise in ways that can't be shut down and that make us stronger and not alone and in isolation. Thanks a lot for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to share it with someone you think will benefit, and I'll see you next time.